That's why you need an astromech.
Right?
Until they go on the fritz. Oh, I mean,
Hey, I resemble that remark.
well, we have one in another campaign that's gone on the fritz on us for real. So,
Oh, poor Rigger. If only Anea could get back into that game. And here you all thought Rigger betrayed the Thunder Squad, but it was actually your wing commander.
yeah. Bastard.
So let's see, where were we last time? Last time you have 4 coffins with passengers, and you were only told to drop off 2, so I wonder why they loaded 2 extras on your ship. And you guys were heading towards a old Republic Sith Imperial Star Destroyer. You know,
Yeah.
Kopesh's good friend. Good friend.
Yeah.
Pen pals even. And I do recall there was some bad conversation where she totally doesn't buy what you're selling, but
I don't know what
she's
you're talking about.
curious. She's curious about you. She wants to know more about this Kopesh.
I think
Would you
you
like to know more?
misremember things.
As she basically said, "Come on over." And as you're, there's that deception roll. Failure, 3 advantage, and the despair. Yeah, I just want to refresh myself of how bad that failure was.
I think that was something else.
Yeah, that was just a test roll. That counted.
As you get close, immediately, Grix feels the controls jerk as, their ship says, relax and let the tractor beam take you on board the ship. As the closer you're getting, the more intimidating you slightly are because you realize that, yes, just like in A New Hope, your big ass ship actually will fit inside this Star Destroyer.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm. Shit, that's what I was looking
As Grix is Grixing about something.
at. Yep,
Like
Rick's
he does.
about something. We were just talking about signature abilities. I was like, you know what? I've never looked up any of the signature abilities for my sharpshooter or.
Oh my god. Yeah, you're going to get kind of giddy when you read those.
Yeah, kind of surprised you hadn't looked at those.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
See, that's why. That's
those
why I have
are like. There's a reason why they call those the signature abilities.
Yeah, but see, I don't have the source book that those are in, which is why I haven't looked them up.
Oh.
Son of a bitch. Please see page 39 of the Forged in Battle source book.
Just download the things, the skill trees.
Yeah, the one that Golda linked.
Let me find the one that Golda linked.
I just have a list of like all the skill trees, PDFs.
Is that the file C users MSGO download Star Wars talent tree blah blah blah?
And I'll see if I can just get the link because I know there's a fan site that actually has all the trees. If you literally put in what she begging for XP's got it. Oh, apparently begging for XP's page is not working right now. Let's see. Let's go to the Star Wars RPG community. That's still there. So I will totally link you a link that's got all the trees for all the Star Wars books.
Hey, look at that. Thank you very much.
It's even got the Clone Wars one and the Force Powers, and you can get it in color or grayscale, so you can save yourself an ink if you're printing it. It's a really handy website. Like, we can't wait till the day that Rigger gets to that final thing there with her blowiness.
Well, that's working. All right.
I was gonna say, are you checking to make sure that your dice are working?
Well, I tried to sync with pull and it doesn't do anything. So
Oh, see, we were waiting for you for that. So let me
yeah,
go
but it
ahead
still
and
should click and sync, even if we already are. I would think. I thought well, that cleared. So all right.
and it was good timing because I cleared just as the both of them hit their
Okay.
buttons. So we totally had some flowing with the force moment here. And okay, Sin, you are our only hope.
Excellent.
Cal.
Let's see.
Yay! Sin brought some light to the game.
Yay!
Cal, go ahead, pick up the spare and bring some more.
Yeah, I was gonna say we got one missing still.
All right.
Oh!
But hey, it's a big pull.
Yeah, there's going to be lots of interesting things that happen as you guys slowly get pulled into the Star Destroyer. You kind of glance around and notice you may want to zoom your map out or zoom in depending on where you are. But you immediately get tractor beam in past the little blue field that protects the atmosphere, and you see quite a few ships there, including it looks like Buck Rogers' ship, but it's a big version of Buck Rogers' ship.
Nice.
As you've got a few moments as the tractor beam operator is very gingerly putting you down. You see the occasional 6-man squad of Sith troopers go walking by. Nobody seems to be paying any real attention to you. But what are you guys doing? Is you got a small breather before stuff gets interesting.
So what exactly is all the black little thingies?
That's something somebody put on the map, so I'm not exactly sure what those are. So those
Okay.
are not actually there.
Okay.
That's your imminent death waiting.
Oh, it says machinery on the map.
Oh, yeah, I guess
The
it
map
does.
key.
Uh-huh.
So it just kind of goes off the map spaces, and
It's
very
weird.
bizarre. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, very bizarre. Somebody got carried away. All right. Wow. So here we are.
Ow, that hurt.
You okay?
Yeah.
And each of those little troopers is like a little 6-man trooper squad.
Oh,
Some
okay.
dots, you can totally see them better.
Yeah.
They're not
I was
doing
looking at
anything
him going,
important. They're just, doing their thing.
They're just chilling.
okay. Yeah, I saw him moving. I was like,
Such paranoia. So, you guys making any plans as the ship is landing?
Not paranoid. Alert.
And you all should be up to full strain.
Let me look.
Not sure exactly why BT's got some battle damage unless she was hoping Cal would fix her before you guys, land. Did Cal totally do that during some downtime? As Kelly totally
Yes,
feels
he
her
did.
life apart?
Actually, somebody able to do a medical?
I do have the medical skill. I can also do medical.
All right, you got a 1 crit. I don't remember when I picked that one up, but I'm imagine on our trip we would have taken care of that.
Okay.
Madness.
Cal wants to do a medical check. I'm good with
I
that.
have 3 greens if that'll help give him a blue.
Wow.
I got
brutal.
I got
Guy's
6.
trying to get
I gotta
healed and
use
you
it.
want to roll.
Okay, I got BT and Cal were both working on you while you were in hyperspace, apparently. Go ahead and see if we cleared that up or if we merely made it worse. Which crit is it, by the way?
It's just off balance. Add 1 setback die to the next skill check. It wasn't anything big. But, a 1 purple now is a 1 red, so that should be entertaining.
Is it just me, or are you breaking up a little?
Your
Yeah,
audio's a little choppy there.
Everybody's sounding garbled.
All right. Are you ready for me?
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh, okay, so we cleared up that crit, no problem. See, you're scared of a little red. BT
Not
alone
scared.
contributed more than that red did.
Yeah, not afraid. Just pretty brutal. Trying to pull that.
See, isn't fear the first step to being a Sith in the Creed? So as you guys feel the ship kind of gingerly touch down and the gravity of the ship kind of kick in, so you feel that you have landed, what do you guys do? As you have like one chance to do something before you should probably open the door before they start laser torching it open.
That's such a nice greeting.
I mean, you can totally keep the door open and say, "Nobody home," and see what happens, but
¿Qué pasó?
Kind of defeats us coming here, I suppose. Oh, well, open the door.
Yeah, let's get it.
okay, so you guys all, grab your stuff and head out.
Sure.
Yep.
Yep.
Why not?
All
What
right.
could go wrong?
I'm going to need help with that website afterwards because I cannot find anything I'm looking for.
Oh, I was gonna say, what are you looking for?
Either unmatched courage or the sharpshooter signature abilities. I cannot seem to find them.
It's not going to be a sharpshooter signature. It's
Whatever your main career is, not the specialization.
yeah.
It's gonna be
Oh,
right at the beginning of your careers.
So I need to find. Is it soldiers? Yeah, soldiers.
Yeah, soldier. It'll be at the very beginning of them all. They give you the signature abilities before they give you the individual talent trees.
I see. Okay.
So immediately as your ramp comes down, you see this. Obviously, she's a Sith Inquisitor. She's got her robe and armor on, and she's standing right there at the base of the ramp with complete impunity, looking into your ship as you open with her hands on her hips. And you see she's got a nice double-bladed lightsaber on her hip there, and she's got no troopers surrounding her, and the pure arrogance of her look. She's got a little half mask on, so she's covered from the nose down, but the beady human eyes that are looking at you that are just speckled with red and yellow. And you can practically hear dun 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 dun.
Well, that's what she wants you to hear. It's not necessarily what you actually hear.
As she totally looks up at your motley crew standing there at your loading ramp, what do you say?
Omanaka pizza.
I walk up to her, and do a curt little head bow, and greet her.
She looks back at you and she just gives you a half nod. As she then proceeds to turn on her heel, literally as soon as you come down and bow, and she gives a slight gesture with her finger, and you feel you're kind of like pulled out of the bow back to a standing position and take like a half step. She totally just force tugged on you to walk with her. As she basically is walking towards this direction over here, over by the fighters that are being prepped. Are you going to follow in half step behind her, or are you going to stand there looking the fool?
No, I'm going to follow.
And she kind of glances over her shoulders, making sure that you're falling in step. And then she says, "Are your crew coming with you?"
Yeah, I'm following behind him.
I mean, I assumed we were.
I mean, yeah, it would be nice to have your company, but
I mean, you all saw Kopish kind of abruptly tugged in that direction. It's almost as if she like reached out with the force and pulled his collar to get him to come.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't really know what that looks like.
as she immediately
Gotta
starts
look.
talking over her shoulder as she says, "So what is the reason for you to interrupt my ship's regular patrol?" And she does this head shake that totally makes her hood fall back. And you see she's got really close cropped hair, except for like a sort of like a Viking style mohawk ponytail that only shows when her hood is down.
Well, like I said, I felt it was only right to come and apologize in person and uh, make amends. And I acquired a special cargo. I was told it was would be quite valuable and maybe of benefit to you. So thought I would share.
Okay, and is anyone staying at the ship as you guys are walking across the deck here? It's a good long distance, so it's lots of steps.
I hang back with the ship.
Okay, so Sin's totally doing the whole, I don't need to get off this Imperial crap hole. And I'm assuming everybody's got their communicators on, so that way we can have split party communication.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
The whole reason why D&D has sending stones.
Right?
Okay. So as soon as you guys clear the ship by a good 100 feet, she brings up her fingers to her breathing mask that goes along her chin line, and she touches, obviously, the little communicator button. And you just hear her clearly say, "Search their ship. Make sure there's nothing dangerous on board." And she looks back at Kopesh, and she kind of squints her eyes and says, "With your permission, of course."
I would hope so. I mean, I am here on friendly terms.
Everything dangerous just left the ship.
Our kind do need to stick together.
I mean, do you object? Because she was taking your silence as acknowledgement of she's going to check your ship out.
I have a crew member there. They're not to accost anything, but they can come on and look.
Do you make sure to tap your communications so that way Sin knows it's coming?
Oh yeah. Well,
Okay.
no touching anything or touch any of the systems.
Don't touch your stuff, man.
And you just see her kind of squint at you when you're making terms. How cute you think you can make terms. As, Kopesh, kind of looks back and you kind of see a little group of 3 technicians. They got the Imperial, technician suits on, and they've got the little tricorder looking, classic Star Trek tricorder looking, scanners and goggles as they go walking up the ship. What is Sin doing on the ship if they're coming aboard?
I watch them. I don't try to stop them, but I watch what they're doing, and I kind of follow them around and make sure that they aren't fucking with our ship.
Okay, and you see they make nods at each other, and you totally see the CSI thing where these 3 folks all know what they're doing, and they immediately bust out to the whole scanning the ship, waving their little scanners and doing their scanner thing. And let's see here. Since all 3 are working together. They like you hear them chiming into their mics as they're calling things out that there's passengers in suspended animation, a well-armed Twi'lek on board, and they basically read out their little reading meters of what weapons you're actually carrying on you right now as their scanners are confirming what they are. Is there anything illicit on the ship that they would find on their scanners, by the way?
Other than the human or
I
the
mean,
intelligent cargo?
They're just in business. That's normal.
And immediately, as she's leading you guys to a conference room to talk to, she turns to you and says, "So, who are the two sentients still on the ship? And the cargo?"
I'm not familiar with two sentients. I have one of my crew on the ship.
We're not sure if she's sentient.
I was going to say, don't forget your acolyte, too. Or did she
Oh,
stay behind?
I don't know. I don't
That's up to
remember
you.
what.
She listens to you. If you said stay behind,
Yeah, I
she
know.
totally would have stayed behind.
I think we took her with us, if I remember the last talking, because she was like a little uncomfortable on the
Oh,
ship. So yeah, she would be on there. So I would be like, yeah, my acolyte and uh, Sin,
and she just,
my crew members.
and then she kind of, takes a little left turn, a little right turn, gets into a turbo lift with you all uncomfortably close together. As she totally waits for a pause when the doors close and there's that half second before the turbo lift starts moving. And she says, "And what about your 4 pieces of cargo?" And she literally mentions the name of the ship they were from. As you guys totally remember, oh yeah, they're in cargo pods, literally stenciled on what ship they're from.
Yeah, we acquired them, and like I said, understanding they would be potentially valuable to you.
And she totally gives you a how so look.
I don't have full details, but
What reasons?
that's just through our sources what we found.
And you totally feel someone using their force powers at the moment, by the way.
Are they? All right. Well,
Yeah.
then, as she does that, I am going to use force powers back.
Are you blocking or trying to just open up and have some crazy, freaky,
I am
sexy?
suppressing.
You're suppressing. Okay, so what's that need? Anything or just activating a force dice?
Force user can dampen the effects of incoming force powers, dramatically diminishing their result or their effects on himself and his allies. User may spend force to add automatic failures to force power checks made against him or any ally within short range until the end of his next turn.
Ooh, so do me a favor, give me a quick discipline roll and roll your force dice there, so you get some extra goodness.
All right.
As you're
We're gonna
totally
go
sure
dark.
that she is reading your mind since you're being vaguey McVaganson. I mean, granted, it's almost like someone gave you vague directions for a reason.
Yeah. Let's see.
Ooh, okay, I'll upgrade your discipline check. Got it in there for you.
All right. There we go.
So, she basically
But
has
I will.
one success. Do you want to burn those to give her failures?
Yes, that's what I was going to say. I will use those to add failures.
As she looks at you, and the two of you in the back, as you're seeing these two Sith have a conversation with looks, feel real uncomfortable. Except, of course, I'm sure BT believes that the Force doesn't exist, so I don't know why they're making funny faces at each other. As she squints her eyes, as she should be peeling back your brain like an onion, and with your suppressed power, you just blanket the area with a negative force bubble. And she gives you this. She goes from squinting, and she's, starting to read your thoughts, and you just blank slate the whole lift.
Yep.
And she gives you
Not
this.
the little weak-minded she thought.
And
I just kind of look straight at her through my mask.
as she gives a nod and says, "Someone has trained you well enough to have an acolyte of your own, I see." And she just totally does the parade relaxed formation stance where she puts her hands behind her back, pulling her cloak back so you can see the beautiful black and ivory lightsaber she's got. So what can you tell me
Flaunty
about
people.
your reason being here?
Well, I told you. I felt that based on our misunderstanding on the planet, that I sent you obviously a communique, but it was only appropriate to pay a personal visit, which I had mentioned. We would, and we happened to be in the area and had something that might help, smooth things over.
And it's just you say that the turbo lift doors go, and you know you're at least 4 or 5 levels higher than you were before. As she gestures to a ready room up to the side, and there's, as she steps forward, the door auto opens up, and there's a nice, beautiful table for 12, but there's, a refreshment droid ready and waiting, and she says, "Come in. Maybe we should talk more about these vagaries that you have for me of how you're going to help me out."
Help you out. I said I was here to talk and meet you in person and provide a potential gift. And I don't know about where you got to the point of helping you out, though I am for hire. My team is quite effective.
And as you're
And of
saying that,
course, we must work together.
she just walks in, she waves a finger at the refreshment bot, and the glass that's already filling as she walked in floats over to her hand slowly. And she says, "Sits, let us be social first," as the Huts would say. Or no, that's exactly the opposite of what the Huts would say. Let's first have refreshment and then speak business.
Sure, we can have chatter. I'm more than happy for that.
And are you guys communicating to Sin in any way?
Comms channel open.
Yeah, comms open,
Right,
waiting
I'm
for
listening.
any response or anything going on.
Okay, so Sin, you totally get the feeling because you're seeing things from the other end of where these guys are scanning every square inch of your ship, including one guy's got his scanner like right to the clear glass of the coffin with one of the folks in there. He's scanning away on it. You totally get the feeling that she's just stalling so these guys can finish their scan of every inch of the ship.
Okay.
I mean, you can totally tell them your suspicion if you want, but you totally get the idea that's probably what she's doing.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think if I say something like, there's no way that our comms are secure in here. Right? So what am I doing?
I don't know. You could always kind of just talk to them in code or dropping certain words or things. Instead of being direct.
So I'm like trailing along behind them, and I was like, "What are you guys looking at? What's this? This is a real tight scan you're making here. How come How come you need that? What's happening over there?"
One of the
And just
techs,
like chattering and being friendly,
techs
like you do.
totally looks at you and it's like, "Oh, this is a quantum multi-level scanner that can detect anything from explosives to microorganisms. So our lady ordered us to check your ship to make sure there was no shenanigans on board or perhaps any self-destruct devices. You'd be
Oh my
surprised how many people
gosh!
have attempted to board a ship by using a Trojan horse."
I am so amazed. Your lady is super smart. Where did she train?
Not only is she super smart, but apparently she knows all about the Battle of Troy.
Weird.
Finn, go ahead and give me a charm roll. You're being really nice and interested in this tech's life to see how loose lips will maybe sink or save some ships.
Right? Are my dice ready?
Yep. Oh.
Don't
Apparently
impress
they
them.
were ready and evil, and all of a sudden, as you're starting to chummy up this one tech, the obviously the supervisor gives the supervisor look to the tech, and the tech immediately wilts under the look, and just politely says, I'm sorry, ma'am. I have a job to do," and totally gets back to adjusting the dials and the buttons
Stop
on the VF.
fraternizing.
But I do
But
like the advantage option there. Affect unexpected subjects beyond its original target. There are 3 of them.
mm-hmm. What would you like for those 2 advantage?
What do you guys think? What is something that can play in our favor here?
Well, like I said, if you look at the advantage option, affect an unexpected subject beyond their original target, so the other tech might become enamored and charmed with you.
I mean, you are a pretty
You weren't the one
Twi'lek.
you were talking to,
Or maybe even the supervisor was jealous,
or
and
even the
that's why
supervisor. Yeah,
All right.
you hate when people shut people down because they're jealous.
Right.
yeah.
So I'm just gonna like look and see who else is here, and I'm gonna, I'll like say real quietly, "What audience?" and just kind of look winsomely over at the other person,
With
making
the
it
supervisor.
clear. Yeah, making it clear that I want to chat. I want to be friendly.
I'm
You're all hurt
bored.
that you were being
Entertain
so.
me.
You were all hurt that you were being so nice, and his
I
support tech
know.
blew you off like that.
And as you you make a pouty face about him, barking orders at his subordinate, he kind of comes over and does literally that long one big step. I do
Side closer.
apologize as he gets a little closer and says, "I have to keep my subordinates in line. I wouldn't want them interrupting their standard procedure, or Our Lady would punish the entire unit." But
Well, I
as
would certainly hate to see that happen.
but as I have finished my scan, I am free to speak with you if you have any questions. And again, I apologize for our abrupt entrance onto your ship.
No, I understand the importance of security. So, my captain always says that it's really important for us to keep track of all of the people that are on board with us. And so we always make sure that we ask everybody what they're doing. And I'm just going to play stupid. Right? I'm going to try to get this guy to talk to me for no reason other than I'm talking to him.
And he basically is kept pretty busy by you, trying to impress you with his techno babble and describing things that are on your ship that you may not even know are on the ship.
But things
Mansplaining your ship.
Huh? Yep.
He's mansplaining your ship.
Thank God somebody's here to tell me about my own ship. I'd be so worried.
And he does ask, how you came about these cryopods.
I don't know. My captain got them. I wasn't on board when they got on board, and it's a totally true thing, right? I wasn't on board when they were loaded. I don't know where they came from. I think he's gonna give them as like a present to your lady.
Ooh.
He wants to be friends.
So go ahead and give me a deception check. I'm definitely giving you a blue die because he's very interesting in every word you're saying. And Kopesh is flipping a point in your favor to help you out with the deception, no less.
Great, because apparently that's not something I'm terribly good at.
I don't know, but
My dice square?
Yep, your dice are ready. And he kind of gives you a look when you're saying you don't know, and he's just like, sure, but you're cute, so keep talking anyway. Maybe you're just under orders not to say anything, and you're just a bad liar.
I mean, of course I'm a bad liar. I'm a Twi'lek. That's not our skill.
And then immediately he's kind of interrupted as his two subordinates come up, and the one that was talking to you totally gives the back of his head a "fuck you" look with a slight lip gesture of, "Oh, I can't talk to the Twi'lek, but you can."
I
As
mean, yeah.
as he immediately turns around to his subordinates and apologizes that he has to get back to work real quick, and they plug in their scanners to his scanners and they send the message off, and pretty much at the exact moment you guys realize that your hostess, who's been nonchalantly looking at the artwork on the wall and sipping her beverage and waiting for the server droid to serve you all, and the serving droid was immensely slower to serve you all than her for some reason.
Can't imagine that.
As she kind of rubs her breathing mask that you totally see has a little earbud that goes up into her ear, and you guys totally know she's listening to conversation from somebody. And she kind of abruptly asks over her shoulder, "Have you all been served diligently by my refreshment droid?"
I wouldn't say diligently.
Now the
Such a big word.
question is, does anyone take off their helmets to drink?
No.
No.
He's got like a little straw tube that it comes out of the helmet.
A Mandalorian trying to have a sippy.
Slurp, slurp, slurp. Okay, and then she proceeds to slowly, very daintily sit down at the
So-
chair.
So it's all in order?
Not in order, but interesting to say the least. And I'm assuming you're still suppressing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so she finishes most of her drink except for like the last quarter, and she plays her finger around the rim of the glass playfully, waiting to see if the rest of you are drinking your beverage.
No,
That's not
I am
suspicious
not.
at all.
As Cal's on his third one already.
Yeah, I'm drinking my drink.
They don't serve my kind here.
Yeah, the
Rude.
Wookiee can drink a shit ton before he's going to be lit up or anything, so
So
a lot of body mass there.
is Cal drinking? Because yes, this refreshment droid has over 10,000 combinations.
You already know, I have some bodies that came from a ship, apparently, and they're in cryostasis. I was told by the benefactor that they might possess some skills or something. I honestly don't have any details about them.
And
But I have no need for them on my ship. Obviously, it's quite small, and I already have quite the effective crew.
as you
So,
say benefactor, her eyebrow totally does the Spock eyebrow. As who is this benefactor who's providing me such interesting playthings?
they prefer to be kept anonymous. But I've done some jobs for them, and they provided me with these items in return, and I had no idea what to do with them. Again, I have quite an efficient crew and don't have room for more people on the ship. So I figured I could make amends a little bit. We could talk, and maybe they can come in handy for you in some fashion. And if you had some other, say, not so direct assistance that might want to be kept on the down low, we're quite specialized.
So you're offering your and your crew's services if needed.
Yeah, for a price.
Yeah, of course.
You know, specialized people like this, and a crew like this, I don't do things for free. I do have to make sure they're taken care of.
So if that's what you're here for, looking for gainful employment, that's something I might be able to do. Are your services including investigative abilities?
It can be.
And she plays her finger over the control panel on her end of the table there, and a little video pops up of local HoloNet news report of about an assassination, yada yada yada. Starts scrolling across the bottom of the details of a very familiar planet and scene of a very familiar celebration day, and she says, "I do have a black mark on my record in this quadrant. Someone assassinated one of the puppets that I put into power. Would it be within your scope to bring me the one responsible for the assassination?" And she totally
Sure
hits a button, and you see the money shot of the death.
I'm sure we could dig into that. I mean, if it's the situation that you mentioned, obviously we were there. I did everything I could to try to protect him, but he would not listen.
Ooh.
Is this going to be like when you diligently help your children search for the candy you ate last night?
So
Oh,
do me a
She
favor
was
and
quite the buffoon and over confident in himself.
give me a deception check for your little speech. Oh, look at Kopesh burning the last one.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got your upgrade in there. He's sweating it. I can feel the sweat to hit the button there.
No, I feel
Oh,
confident.
that was
Let me
that
them
was
just.
weird. Skype like dropped and came back up for a second for somebody.
Oh, weird. Just double checking a couple things real quick here. See if there's anything. I mean, it doesn't hurt to add a few little extras. So I'm sure she's got some good
see
shit.
what else
So.
you've got.
Take a moment to see what talents you have that you may have forgotten. As he's totally using his subconscious to suppress any force powers in this room. He's like, don't read my mind. Don't read my mind.
I'm just glad that I used my blaster rifle on him and not my Model 38, because my Model 38 is sitting on the table right in front of me.
A very unique weapon.
All right. Let's see.
Don't be scared, Kopish. Don't be scared.
Okay. Yeah, nothing I can otherwise add. So let me get back
I'm like,
up there.
does anyone want to chime in and interfere and add a blue maybe?
Sure.
As you see Kopesh is squirming a little, what do you say to chime in and give him a blue?
What exactly is it you were trying to do exactly so that I can...
He's doing a deception
Oh, no, I was
when he's playing off that I was there, but I had nothing to do with it.
I was there, and
I tried
guy
to
was a
help.
buffoon and tried to, offer protection and services, but he was,
It could even be something as just distracting as calling out that sniper shot from a sniper's point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking is, with my abilities as a sniper, I can probably help piece together where that shot came from.
Ooh.
Now, if
Don't
it
be
was
too helpful.
me, I would do it from this area, right?
Right?
Well, if it was you, you'd have blown the shit up, but.
Well, if that's an option.
All right.
Oh,
Ready?
it's always an option.
I mean,
Didn't you
somebody.
actually do... You did use an explosion, didn't you? Because that's
Someone
what took
threw.
up all of his shields.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, someone
Yep.
threw explosives out of the crowd and managed to stay hidden.
But
That
what?
was
I'm just a
amateur.
little
That was amateur
R2
work.
unit.
Yeah, but that was amateur work, throwing something out there like that.
Right?
So, ready?
Yo, I've been ready.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Oh!
Ouch.
Good
Oh
Lord.
no. You're
Yeah,
rolling
I
like
got a
me.
lot of advantage.
What would you like with that advantage?
For advantage, I don't know. She picks up something else, but not the lies about the situation.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'll say for those 4 advantages, your guilt is still protected, even though she squints her eyes and she's super suspicious that you know more than you're saying. But then in that exact moment when you realize your lies are just coming out too fast and furious and too conflicting, you let something slip. You drop your suppression just enough that the face of a certain Sith Lord pops through.
Ooh.
Oops.
Yeah, I figured you were going to go there.
As the creepy old man in the station in the nebulous just pops out just briefly, and she kind of sits back in her chair, kind of like, what? As she kind of felt the same power that Kopesh felt when he met him in person, the person who'd been dancing around in his head for a while. Poor Kopesh. Don't show up to games, Sith Lord gets in your head. It sucks. And she just smirks and says, interesting. So who is the old man in the station?
Honestly, don't know a whole lot about him.
And the other 3 of you in the room are like, what?
Old man in the station. I don't know what she's talking about.
Don't know a whole lot about him. He seems pretty knowledgeable.
And she finishes off the last of her drink and says, so how much credits would it cost for me to hire your crew to investigate and bring me the one responsible for the assassination?
Oh, that is clearly a 20,000 credit job.
And when Griggs says that, she kind of casts a scathing glaze your direction.
Yes. That would be
You
our
don't ask,
typical.
the answer's always no.
Depending on the normal market, that would be our typical going rate. But again, I do like you and meant no disrespect not informing you about going to the planet. So, I mean, we could do it for half that.
As she just glances down at her glass, and the droid comes up and immediately refills it with this beautiful orange amberish drink. And she says, 10,000 credits, and you can guarantee that you'll bring me the head of the one responsible.
We will. My team is quite efficient.
And obviously the refreshment droid makes some weird noise. Must be trembling, being worried.
I've yet to disappoint.
As she touches a few buttons on her control panel, and a few seconds later, you totally see a little mouse droid come out through the wall, through a little mouse droid doggy door. And it kind of comes up to Grix and opens a little compartment, and a data stick pops up. Obviously, it's delivering you this data stick.
Uh-huh. I take said data stick.
And she gestures while looking at Kopesh that there's your payment. 10,000 credits.
Quite generous to provide that up front. I appreciate that.
Oh, I have nothing
We
but
will make.
trust in you.
We will do you well.
How
And
will you?
how long will this job take you?
I don't know, how far are we from the
Quality
planet now?
can't be rushed.
How far are we from the planet now?
You're literally like a 6-hour jump away.
I'm sure we could have it done within the week.
Within the week? That's impressive. Most impressive. Now, if you have any issues with the local Imperial forces, that data stick can also be used to identify yourselves as my current working agents.
Why, thank you. That will be most helpful.
We only will use it for good.
And as we get a screen swipe, as the mouse droid goes back through its little doggy door, that's a good time for us to pop back to where Sin is on the ship. Sin, give me
Yes.
either vigilance or perception. Your choice. As the three of them, finish going back to work after they crawled over almost every open access inch of the ship that you can see.
Right? Are my dice good?
Your
Hopefully do
dice
better than me.
are good.
Oh, not the way I've been rolling, but let's all hope.
Hey,
You
even with
totally
take it.
Landry.
see the disgruntled guy that was flirting with you and got yelled at by his supervisor. That guy was a little too curious on one of your access panels on the ship. It totally. The rest have just waved over these access panels. He seemed to have been futzing with it when he was outside of sight of you, but you totally caught that whole you look and he slams the panel closed and you hear the squeak squeak of the panel being open and closed again.
They're planting something.
As you definitely get the idea of what BT's paranoia is there, that you may have had something planted on the ship. Probably not a good time to call it out when they're doing the planting, but just
You leave this? Is this yours?
Did this subspace tracker fall out of your pack? But you are 100% sure that they stuck something on the ship or sabotaged something, one or the other. But it's most likely too quick to have been a sabotage job.
Nice.
Okay.
Good job.
But you totally caught the one guy doing it. It's probably because he's still in a pissy mood because he's looking at his supervisor who's sitting over there flirting with you.
Yeah.
All right.
And when they wrap up, the supervisor totally is willing to give you his HoloNet digits to anytime you're in this sector of space. We come by every 14 cycles.
Yeah. I write them down, and I do not offer mine.
As he's like, that's totally secure channel, by the way.
Yeah.
As they all disembark from the ship and clearly radio back to somebody that the ship has been completely scanned and they're returning with the last of the scannings. And about that time, in the briefing room, she totally looks at you guys and leans forward and totally steeples her knuckles together and says, "So what of these gifts? What can you tell me of them?"
We have cryogenic beings.
Servants for you.
More servants.
You brought me a takeout box.
Yeah, bento boxes.
Oh my god.
So
Terrible.
I understand they may have some interesting skills. That's all I honestly know.
I will definitely have our interrogator speak with them and find out if we can do anything with them other than more slave labor. Perhaps they have some skill sets that can be put to work for the Empire.
I would hope. Anything to help the Empire.
And you can see she's totally insight checking you when you say that for the Empire.
I'm all for the Empire.
I mean, for the Empire.
For the
I'm all for
Empire's
the Empire.
friends.
I mean, they've been lucrative for me.
And now that you're an employee of mine, and she gestures over to Grix playing with the data stick.
Contractor?
Contractor, yeah.
What can you tell me about your previous employers?
We are not at liberty to speak of prior contracts.
Yes, the work I do not disclose my prior contracts, just as this one will not be discussed with any of my contracts that I may take up down the road.
And she gives a very appreciative, smile under her mask. Her wrinkly eyes tell you that she's smiling. She just says, "Good. I can only assume," and
Oh,
she kind of gets
creepy.
up and you hear the chair drag as she unclicks the breathing mask she's wearing and she puts it down. And you guys see that basically she's got a cybernetic jawline
Oh, nice.
and a wreckage of her lower chin.
That looks like that hurt.
To which I'll totally say, each of you guys in the room, give me a discipline check. It's
Even
pretty,
me?
Again,
yeah, it's pretty gruesome.
it's like
If anyone
probably
yells
her.
out, "Ooh, gross, you're dead."
Wait, so who's making a discipline check?
Everybody.
The 4 of you in the room.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, Kopesh!
Ouch.
So Grix immediately, was sipping that non-alcoholic beverage, and you taste a little bit of bile. When you look at her face, and you realize, wow, the chin doesn't match the forehead here in this pretty face she's got. As you kind of do a visible shiver, as you take one strain. BT is just like whatever. It's organic. It's
All
actually nice.
gross.
It's a metal
You're all
upgrade. It
ugly.
looks nice. The rest of y'all need some chrome. And Cal looks, and he's got one advantage he can do something with, but he totally just gives this slight. And then we have Kopesh.
Yeah.
Good thing he's wearing a helmet.
Yeah.
So, what would you like with your 2 advantage?
Probably a little insight, like just this looked like probably something her master probably did to her, or
As
like
you
just combat.
squint and look, as you're visually pushed back by the look of her face, it looks like somebody hit her with a lightsaber that was meant to go for her
Yeah.
throat and just took her jawline instead.
Yeah.
Nasty.
That's kind of my guess.
You.
And you can totally see whoever did the repairs did not bother doing any beauty treatments afterwards.
Right.
It was probably
Yes,
an abject lesson to deal with the pain. As she
Yeah.
totally just squints and takes in all of your reactions, almost like she's feeding off of the flickering emotions that fly through the room that even the suppression can't hold back.
Yeah, it's probably some pity, unfortunately, for her.
As
More so than the revulsion.
as she totally says, "Let's go see the presents," and she proceeds to take you guys back to the turbo lift and head back to your ship. You notice that in the time since you've left, there are a few more groups of soldiers there. I mean, it totally could be that they're mobilizing for something or getting ready for something, but a lot more troops than were there before.
Okay.
As she gets to the, she puts her jaw breathing mask back on before she leaves the room with you guys, and she totally waves up to the observation booth up above for some text to come out, and gestures towards the coffins, and she says, "So I am taking all 4 of these?"
Yes. Yes, please.
As she gestures to the techs to get their lifts and to take these to the interrogation chambers. and have them defrosted for interview later. Of course, do not tell them why they're here. It's more fun to see their reaction when they realize where they are. And she just smirks, looks back at Kopesh with a smirk that you can just tell she's got under her mask.
Yeah, I'm like, I like your technique.
As she totally
Out of
gives
your jib, lady.
she totally gives Sin the whole up and down look. She's interested in the one female on this crew full of guys.
Wow.
Now,
And I my face
Two
is
guys,
just
a Wookiee and a
bland,
droid.
smiling her back.
so is your suppression still on in this area?
I mean, if she does anything, I will suppress, yeah.
Oh. Well, you totally get the sensation that she's trying to mind check Sin.
Oh, well, then, yeah, we will do a suppress.
Ooh. So, Sin, what is your discipline? And you feel free to go ahead
2 green.
to roll your force dice there.
Yep. Give me a second. And I will give that for her.
Oh, making it a purple and a red.
Let me see. Where did it go? Oh, I'm on the wrong page. So I'm gonna see if this works here.
For her.
If I did it last time, so it's suppress. There we go. So 2 dice available. Boom.
So you're gonna give her 2 failures?
Yep.
Okay, so Sin, since I can't read your mind right now, is there any general feelings you're having at the moment? Just general vague feelings.
I'm hungry. I can really go for a snack right now.
Right? I'm like,
Did I turn the iron off?
I am mildly bored.
Okay.
I feel like she did not send her best against us, which is really an insult. I'm a little irritated with this guy thinking that all he has to do is smile at me and all of a sudden I'm going to be giving him my digits. No. Like my surface level is just not engaged yet.
Okay. And she kind of, basically looks over at Kopesh and says, Enforcer Kopesh, I give you your leave. Just communicate with my command group. She points up to the observation bubble you see up there. When your ship is ready to depart, we can take you outside the vessel by tractor beam and you can begin your mission. Your time starts, and she pulls up her little wrist comm and clicks a little thingy. It's now.
My lady. And I will turn and enter the ship.
And as you do that, she kind of looks up at the observation bubble and makes a vague hand gesture, which you're assuming means, cut them loose if they want to go. And she goes walking off and, totally, pulls one of her commanders off to the side to talk to him about whatever they're planning and doing.
Okay. Let's get the hay out of Dodge.
And you see, the last thing you see is the technicians pushing their carts into a lift and disappearing down below in the ship's bowels with 4 passengers.
The bowels.
Bowels.
I will go get ready to pilot us out of here.
Hey, everybody, I made us a snack before our trip. If everybody wants to come see what I baked for us.
Prep the ship. We'll check out what she's got. Get us going.
And as I walk by the place, I walk past the place where I know he hid the thing.
Uh-huh.
I kind of swipe my foot to the side, and I don't tap it, but I look like I'm going to tap it. And I pull my foot back before I do and keep walking. And I
Okay.
glance over my shoulder to make sure they saw.
Cool.
And does anyone want to check it out?
We'll wait until we get off the ship.
Okay, that could be done very easily by one quick call of, hey, we would like to leave the ship. You give them that call?
Yes.
Yep. We're ready to depart.
As you give them that message, and immediately their control booth guy says, please strap in and prepare to be tractor beamed off the craft. Good hunting.
Apparently, it's Control Booth Willie.
As you guys feel a slight shudder, the portent moves up and gets slowly pushed through the force shield and then released by the tractor beam and says, this is Praetorian 4 saying, good hunting, portent, good hunting.
Thank you. All right.
And after a few moments, the big ship starts pulling off in its course it was on.
Yep. So let's get course set to whatever the name of the planet was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thankfully, you've got that. Oh no, you actually cleared out your hyperdrive, so nobody could get your coordinates and stuff. So somebody's gonna have to do that astrogation roll.
Okay. God damn it.
Sorry, got all the
somebody-
points. I gotta get you back on the board.
Does anybody want to help with this, or is this something I have to do on my own?
Hold it. I think I have 3 green in astrogation.
So BT's gonna
I have
give
a
you
yellow.
blue.
A yellow and a green, and I'm -1 black.
If I remember correctly, Cal had the best.
Yeah, Cal's pretty good.
Oh, what you got, Cal?
What are we looking at?
Astrogation.
Astrogation.
I've got 4 green.
Yeah, go with
Hey,
Cal.
what does it mean that it's a career skill for me?
It's cheaper for you to buy extra ranks in it.
Got it.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
So if Cal's giving you a hand instead of BT, that's a green dice instead of a blue dice.
Or how about I help Cal? You guys all said Cal has a better skill than me.
That
But
would give him the yellow, right?
But you have the rank.
you actually have training in it. He's just smart, so it's better for you to roll it and to give him to give you a green, rather than you to give him a bunch of upgrades.
Okay.
It's just easier to make the dice pool that way.
Right. Are we ready?
Yep. Okay, no problem. The two of them get, they're like, hey, we were just there. Why did we erase the coordinates on the computer? Bring it up so you have a nice clear shot. Is anyone doing anything about that tracking item before you jump?
So before we launch, just make sure everything's secure as I grab Cal and point to the panel. And, want to make sure nothing shifts before we launch.
Plus, we have some tasty pastries to eat before we leave space.
Yeah.
Get on our mission here.
Yes.
Or BT's like, I get no tasty treats or drink? What the hell, man? I know for a fact oil bars exist in the Star Wars universe now.
Right?
They do? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember
Have you not seen the
Mandalorian?
episode?
Mandalorian.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So continue to shuffle.
Side has cookies.
To proceed to move and shuffle things around while he will investigate the panel, please. As I point to it, but to make some other noise and stuff, just in case it's a listening device, but it's probably just a tracker.
Okay, so Cal,
I'm just talking nonsense.
go ahead and give me a mechanics check.
Well, here comes my mechanics check.
Obviously, everyone talking nonsense
Boom.
upgraded that purple to a red.
Boom.
So easily, Cal
Moving
reaches
stuff
in
around, too.
there and whips the thing out, and it's totally a hyperspace tracker, just to basically LoJack your car.
Okay. So we'll jettison that as we hit hyperdrive.
Interesting. Still with an eye shot of the ship?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, it's all enough. They'll just think that, somehow it got left behind.
As boosh, you flush it out the system, and you guys get ready to make your jump.
And we
Yep.
make our jump just as it's clearing.
And off somewhere, some tech is being, browbitten for fucking up on their job. Okay, so you got a little 6-hour trip there. Is there anything particular you're talking about, discussing?
So we're certain they didn't leave any listening devices?
Well, I was going to say,
Let's
does
do some
anybody
full scans.
have scanners of any kind?
Well, I guess we could do mechanics.
Well, no, for that type of deal, you'd want a computer to scan.
Yeah, so
You can use the
we
ship
only have the
scanner.
ship
It's just
scanner.
a lot harder to use that to scan itself. It's made to go outside,
Yeah.
not inside. But you could totally try with computer check.
I have 2 yellow and a green in computers.
I've got 3 yellow and a green.
Then
Yep.
go
I was
count.
going to say,
You guys are in hyperspace, and Cal's like, let me check the ship one more time.
yep.
As you are pretty damn sure that there's no other tracking or listening devices on the ship.
All right.
Clean.
So, boss,
Yeah.
is there any lesser Sith that your boss would want to implicate in having done this?
I'm sure we'll find somebody on the planet to blame it on.
All right.
Actually, the captain or whatever he was, right? Wasn't he kind of a dickhead, if I recall?
I don't know. I was in the parking garage the whole time.
Are you referring to the Sith captain, the Sith Marine?
No,
Security
the like his head like security dude or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Imperial Marine that was on security detail.
Yeah. If I recall, wasn't he kind of a jackwagon?
Sounds about right.
He was a bit of a jerk, yeah.
And obviously, this all went down under his watch, so he's an easy subject to implicate.
But clearly,
I'm here for
there had to be 2. One to throw the bomb, one to take the shot. So,
Well, she wants the head of the person that orchestrated
the
it.
whole thing. Yeah.
And of course, he orchestrated it. He was the closest to him, and he won't be able to talk and tell his story because she just wants his head.
Very true.
Well, you do get the feeling that she would like some actual evidence.
Oh, I'm sure we can provide
We
plenty
can
of it.
make some of that. I mean, we can find some of that.
Okay, so what plan are you strategizing?
I mean, we can come up with the weapon.
As you
I mean-
as you say that, Grix is like,
We can-
no.
We can buy you another one.
I was going to say, we already have 2 of them. So, I mean,
Okay, well, let's see.
I'm like, you're willing to give up your sniper weapon?
no, I didn't use my Model 38 to kill that guy. I used the blaster rifle from my
Yeah.
my Nemesis.
Yeah.
Because I specifically didn't want it to be easily traced back to me with my specialized weapon.
Yeah, but you're willing to give that weapon up, is what I'm saying.
The blaster rifle? Yeah, we have 2 of them.
We have spares.
But only one is your Nemesis's gun.
Yeah, he doesn't have to give up that one.
Well, Star Wars Ballistics might tell the difference.
No,
I
you
mean,
can move crystals around, right?
let's put it this way. The piece of shit that was my Nemesis is dead. I could give a fuck about his equipment.
There you go.
Okay, that answers that.
And
Okay.
what was he? I mean, could he be the actual shooter? Anybody really
Well, he
know
was
he's
in,
dead yet?
he was in the vicinity, so he could not have been the actual shooter of a long range shot when he's within walking distance of the vehicle when it happened.
No, not the
No,
captain.
not
Talking
him.
about my
His
Nemesis.
nemesis.
Oh, your nemesis. Well, you guys are the ones that killed him, and
Yeah, but so nobody really knows anything about it, right? I don't remember exactly how we killed him. what
mean,
the situation was.
We kill so many.
did our
I know.
sniper leave enough evidence to prove that he's dead? Because remember, you did kill another one of the snipers that looked an awful lot like him at first. You were fooled.
That's true.
So, we could drop the bomb that it was him, and apparently, and he was orchestrated by the Marine. Sounds like a good story to me.
Right? We
Yeah.
even have his rifle because we dispatched him.
All of these lies sound great until someone puts some dice behind
True story.
them.
But that's why when Cal goes to tell her, I'll be on the ship.
Well, she also
She
didn't say. She also didn't say we had to physically deliver to her ourselves.
We bring the rifle. We say that my nemesis was responsible for taking the shot, and it was all orchestrated by General whatever his name was. And we bring her his head, and yeah,
Well,
it's
like I said,
looking like
we don't have to
And
bring
Bob's
it.
your uncle.
We
We're
can send
all
a-
home by dinner.
We can send a courier with a message and call it good. She didn't say we had to personally deliver it.
that's a good point. It's a good point.
As all of a sudden BT starts shaking. What do you mean, courier?
Not you. We hire an independent courier. We got a spy network.
That's right. We do.
So we'll go play it out, but that is a good start on a very plausible working concept.
So now we just need
Workshopping
to,
it.
now we just need to go murder us a captain.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. You just get him outside, and I'll kill him from a click away.
No, I'll take him down in the name of the Empire
All right.
Okay, so not too long
in
from
her name.
that master plan. Oh, wrong planet.
It's
Jesus, that thing's huge. It's as big as a planet.
You guys pop back on good old Onderon.
that's right. That's what
Little
it was.
portent pops out there, and you get the welcome to Onderon Command and Control. What can I do for you?
Yes, we need coordinates to land at the. It was the capital city, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And do you use the data stick?
Not at the moment.
I like how you're being coy about that. I was gonna say this should be a very, very familiar city map there.
It is indeed.
You saved the map. How nice.
As you guys go and park, and I'm assuming you would like to park somewhere different than where you parked before. It could be visually recognized, right?
Oh, of course. We want to park near the
They're there.
main Capitol building. There, we have business.
Okay. So of course, you get a nice, handy, dandy 75 credit a day, landing spot. Do you want
Ooh.
secured or unsecured?
Definitely.
Oh,
secure.
we're here to see the new. What was he? A mayor?
Well, he was the Moff, yeah. Basically, planetary governor.
Yes, I'm here to see the new planetary governor. So I would expect that we would receive the best accommodations and security for our ship.
As you say that, command control, make sure to identify that there's a new Moff. Our last new Moff only lasted about 3 months.
You really
3 months
just had a run on him, don't you?
So he was really more of a scoff than a moth.
So of course you're given, coordinates to a nice secure landing bay where you can lock the ship in the bay down, which is really handy dandy, especially if you're doing shenanigans of coming and going.
Preferably, we're close to the men's room here.
It's a kiosk.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sure the Moff will validate our parking ticket.
Are you reaching out to the Moff's office? That's you do have that data stick.
Yeah, you could tell him that. I mean, it's up to you, boss, but you could tell him we're here conducting business on behalf of what's her face back there.
Well, I'd rather do that in person. We'll show up at the office and then we'll have those discussions.
I mean,
Okay.
she is the Sith in charge for this whole sector. I mean, she kind of
Oh,
outranks
she
the
is.
Moff. Yeah.
But we'll pull the rank when we need to.
Okay. Keeping that one close to your chest. I like it.
Lord Korpesh is here to see them off, and we'll show up at his office.
And
I'm sure he'll get some kind of word before we get there, but I'm not going
I was
to
gonna
tip
say,
my hand ahead of time.
so you're not dropping a to get filled in there his schedule. You're just gonna be showing up at the door unannounced.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys totally park your ship in there. No fuss, no muss. If you want an air cab, there's plenty of them that you can Uber over with.
Okay. We will do that.
And when you get said Uber cab, are you guys hiding yourselves when you do it? Or are you walking out in the open? As I go, da, 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 da.
Yeah, no, I am a Sith, so I am loud and
Our name
proud.
is beneath
I
him.
have nothing to hide here.
Okay, so maybe the Moff might hear about a Sith Lord.
Yeah, he might, but that will build anticipation because he won't know exactly what, who, why, when, other than might be heading his way.
As Grix totally catches in the corner of his eye the Sith Empire probe droids doing their thing, being very vigilant about scouting things out. As you get in the air cab, it's totally got one of those droid pilots that turns around to give you polite conversation.
It's a Johnny cab.
I was gonna say just shy of a Johnny cab because it's more of the Star Wars, Disney ride one.
Yep.
As,
Well, he retired anyways. He's a DJ apparently now, so at Disneyland. He's apparently in the cantina. Spinning whatever they spin for music or however it works.
Spinning data.
Make sweet jizz music.
Yeah, no, that's why I understand he's like the DJ at the cantina at Disneyland.
That's actually a cute way of making sure to reuse.
Yeah. So yeah, no, we're carrying ourselves very prominent and as a Sith would.
Okay, so cab lets out at the Moff's palace. Very, very opulent. It's gotten even fancier looking since last time the new Moff has changed the color scheme.
It's nice to see they're putting money to good use. Not.
As you guys kind of come up there, and there's, two Imperial troopers that kind of politely, one comes up and hand gestures. He's a sergeant from his insignia. It kind of says, "Please state your business on the Moff's grounds."
Yes, we're here to speak to the Moff. Tell him that Lord Kopesh is here to see him.
And he totally
urgently.
Does the stormtrooper finger on his helmet, nod up and down as he's talking. And both troopers look at each other. They obviously heard a message in unison, and then they look at you, and they basically wave you through. Head on through. The reception desk will be expecting you.
I just walk past, don't even acknowledge beyond that.
And they're totally giving your motley crew the look of Sith Lord, Sniper Guy, Twi'lek, Badass Armor, Wookiee. They both look up in unison. Tiny little droid.
As I walk by, I wave with my fingers. Hi, boys.
Somebody's got to be the chipper little one.
As the other one's got to say under his breath, "That's what we're fighting for, boys." So you guys go up to the reception desk. You see it's got automated security there. So if any shenanigans happen, blasters would pop out of the ceiling. Obviously some leftovers from the old Moff's paranoia. As the receptionist, she's this cute, tan, really happy, chipper, perky Twi'lek with a cobalt blue assistant protocol droid next to her, and they're gabbing away, and her Leku are moving, and the droid is, hand gesturing back to compensate for no Leku, so the conversation is comfortable for the Twi'lek. Because yes, for non-Leku species, there's a way to compensate with your hands, so you don't forget it.
Nice.
And a protocol droid will be the only one to ever tell you about that. And immediately as the double doors whoosh whoosh, and you guys come in, they kind of stop their conversation really quick with a quick giggle. And hearing the protocol droid giggle is kind of unsettling. As they both look at you, and the Twi'lek stands up, and you can show that you see how she got her job was probably her appearance, maybe her skills, but probably her appearance. Her partner is the one who's good with the phone skills.
Her endowments.
As she says, and you can totally tell she looks down at her pad and says, Lord Kopesh and Company?
Hello.
Indeed.
That's us.
And she gestures over some comfortable looking couches and chairs, says, if you would take a seat, the Moff will be back on residence to speak with you shortly.
How shortly are we talking?
And she totally looks over at the protocol droid.
About 4 foot.
And the protocol droid, looks back at her and then looks back to the person who made the inquiry and says, in exactly 14 minutes and 42.67 seconds.
Okay.
Is there a waiting room? We'll wait there.
That's basically what she's pointing to, is a bunch
Well,
of
not a
opulent
waiting
couches.
room, an office.
His office.
Sorry.
And as you say that, she kind of visually wilts and says that she was advised to have you wait in the waiting area. The Moff's office is off limits.
I'll say to her, are you really going to make a Sith Lord wait in the waiting area?
Ooh, you say that?
And then the droid's going, ooh.
Yeah, I say that too.
And I just stand there calmly.
Give me a coercion, deception, or charm. One of those three.
We'll go with charm.
Ooh, and using that point. Look at that.
And do I get a blue for the droid chipping in?
I will give you a blue because your droid sidekick is sidekicking with you.
It's like, sweet. Oh no.
Ready for me?
Yep.
Shame.
Oh no.
Oh.
As she seems to wilt back as you say that, but then the protocol droid chips in next to her and says, after all, it is unprofessional to be in the Moff's office when she is not here.
So wait, but before you go there, because I was interacting with her, and we have advantages, affect unexpected subjects, and so I was going to have her be shocked, but the droid actually is like, yes, you're absolutely right, probably because he's had a bad experience with Sith before,
but
including our employer.
You did not succeed, though.
Okay.
You're not getting what you want, but you get something good on the side.
All right, so maybe he has an alternate office he can put us in.
Okay. And the protocol droid, after she talks about it's improper to be in the Moff's personal office with personal relics and things, that we do have the observatory deck available currently. And the protocol droid, totally will get up and take you all to the observation deck if you'd like.
Boss.
She gestures upstairs. It's on the second floor with Duraglass everywhere that you can literally see outside. It's basically a really nice office area.
Okay. Yeah. I just kind of turn and look at the droid expectantly.
As you hear the droid's little servos make the whiny noises as she gets up and starts walking you to the lift.
I'll follow. Right behind.
And she gets in and clearly pushes in a little 4-number sequence and then hits the button. So there is some kind of security here.
Can we have possibly perceived what that 4-digit code was, or was she especially secretive about it?
She was trying to be secretive, but if somebody wants to give me a vigilance check.
Vigilance.
It can help. I have 2 ranks in it.
Better than me. I got one in green, one yellow, one green.
Same
And this-
one.
Yeah, I'm just 1 yellow.
And this would be represented by the person standing closest to the droid in the lift, which is ...
Sounds like it's probably going to
Sin.
be Sin.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and make your vigilance check.
Red dice correct?
Yep.
I have a triumph and a threat.
So you take a point of strain as you're looking, and the droid looks at you when you look away, but something really good comes out of it. What would you like for that triumph?
We see the code, like we're able to catch the code that she keys in, and is it just a keypad, or is there like you need something else?
You totally, because you failed the vigilance, so you didn't catch the code, but what you
Right.
do catch is actually a biometric button that the code is probably just for show, as she stuck her thumb on a little alcove that you didn't quite catch, at a basic glance. But with your super vigilance, as you looked back, you saw that her thumb is actually the key code.
Okay.
Which, of course, for those horrible people, especially Wookiees, that means you just need her arm to operate the lift.
Right.
Perfect.
Well, not even the arm. That's kind of
It's
bulky.
no Demolition Man.
Just the thumb.
Just the thumb.
Just the thumb.
Yep.
Okay, and she basically walks you into the little observation area. You realize it's got monitors in the floor, so you can actually see straight as if it was glass to the floor, so you can see what's going on down below. And you can totally get a perfect skyline of the city.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
And
such nice accommodations.
as
Very
you
generous.
look, you notice that there's like a good 3 dozen probe droids snooping around the freaking city from the skyline. It's really bad. I mean, there's air traffic, but then there's all these damn probe droids snooping around.
It's quite
Ever since that one Moff got killed, I swear. Probe droids everywhere.
Well, he had a bunch anyways, too.
Yeah, he was doing the same thing. It's just like whoever took his place doubled their effort.
Yeah. They're so paranoid.
It's not paranoia if somebody blew the face off the other guy. After someone from the crowd threw a grenade in the area.
He had cause.
Now, why would somebody throw a grenade? I don't know.
And of course, the droid totally goes over to the table and points to a button. If you need any assistance, please push this button here, and we will be notified down below, and I will come up to see to any of your needs.
I just go take a seat at the head of the table.
As she starts to correct you that is the Moff seat, and I'm assuming in your Sithiness you just sit down anyway.
Yes.
As she just goes, "Oh my, I must tend to my duties. I am training my assistant down below. Please let me know if there's anything you need." And she turns around and does the protocol droid but wiggle back to the elevator, and clearly Sin knows for sure that she doesn't touch any buttons, but puts her thumb there, and the lift goes down. And you notice on the inside of this door, there's a little button, a little recess thumb socket, just like that in here too. Does anyone want to go try the lift's button?
From the lift,
but
from
somebody.
from the lift, could we get to the Moth's office without going through the lobby?
No.
Okay.
This room,
We don't need that.
the only way in and out of this room is that lift, and it goes back down below.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about.
That doesn't
Oh,
sound like
off.
what we want to do. Like, let's not make
So
things
much fun
obvious.
to be waiting in his office.
Her. Did you miss the pop? Didn't you say they
It's a
referred?
girl.
It referred to her, right?
Yep, the
Yeah.
Moff is
It's
referred to
Moff,
as her. Yep.
Ah,
Yeah. Gee, you got to be sharper.
He sees things. He doesn't hear things.
just another target, man. Just another target.
So yeah, no, we don't need that. We just need them off so I can talk to her and we'll go from there. I'm not worried about taking her out.
In the small amount of time that you're just going to be waiting, since you know for sure he's coming, do you guys do anything? Or do we screen swipe?
So, nobody has. What would it take to possibly try to lift the fingerprints to reproduce
What do you mean lift fingerprint?
off the button?
Dust for them, as it were.
Well, I imagine there's got to be more
Lift,
technical ways of doing it, but
Yeah.
nope,
We get the
nobody has
fingerprint
this.
that we need to open this door because it's the biometric scanner.
It's the droid's thumb, not the print.
Mm,
Oh, it's her whole thumb.
It's her actual thumb.
so a living person couldn't do it then?
Maybe you
There's
can
not,
totally
like,
ask
living person
one of your
prints?
mechanical folks to see if they can tell you. When Sin shares that information with you, you guys can brainstorm real quick. I might totally be able to tell you if someone rolls mechanics.
Yeah,
I will
take a look.
Let me take a look at it.
As you look at the little socket there, and Sin shares the skinny that the droid was sticking her thumb in it.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not that concerned about having to make an emergency exit or anything, so.
Go ahead and
All
give
right.
me your mechanics check. You're all gonna be scared for nothing. Okay, so immediately Cal tells you guys, yeah, apparently it requires the droid's thumb to work. So we may want to keep one of the droid's thumbs next time it comes up here. At least that's how I think a Wookiee would translate it.
Okay. Well, lightsabers, it always works too, but.
It cauterizes. That's nice.
Yeah. So, yeah. Take in the view, enjoy, relax,
Okay.
take a breather all.
As you guys are sitting in the nice opulent desk, you totally see a small flotilla of vehicles come pulling inside. And out of one of the limos comes, a few security guards. You see there's some really ornately dressed Imperial guys, almost like they've got some kind of royal armor on as opposed to just standard trooper. And they're escorting 2 steps in front and 2 steps behind a woman who's obviously wearing an Imperial Moff uniform, a young gentleman, like 20-ish, who's wearing some really opulent clothing, shimmer silk, very pretty stuff, totally has this Prince Charming-ish outfit that you just used to see in the old holo vids of the nobility wearing because, they're Goombas like that. And your buddy that you're wanting to frame, the head of security. And then a small group of Sith stormtroopers following behind that report to that guy. Obviously, he gestures to them, and they spread out and secure the area.
Well, they're going to make my job easy.
And then, the security guy obviously talks to the Moff, and the Moff basically shoos him off. And the Moff takes the young gentleman and starts walking right underneath where you're sitting, because, of course, the cool LED floor, you can see that they're walking in the building. And the Moff, starts talking to the Twi'lek. You can't hear what they're saying, but you see that they're talking. And the droid totally points straight up. And the Moff looks straight up, and then a half second after looking up, smiles because she realizes that's the observation room. And you're probably looking at her right now. And she puts on this great plastic smile that's totally a politician smile. And she then talks to the droid really quick, and then talks to the prince. Basically, is what you're getting the idea that he is. Pulls out one of her data sticks out of her uniform and hands it to him, and gestures where you think you were told her office was, but you're not allowed to go. And as he goes walking off, she totally keeps smiling in a way that she faces you all, that you can see
She's good.
nothing but the smile she's wearing. And she says some words, but she tilts her head, so you're just seeing the back of her face, and not any of her back of her head. You can't make out what she's saying. As the droid totally does the two hands to your mouth, oh my. And the Twilight gets kind of nervous and starts typing really quickly on her data pad. As she starts to walk to the lift, but then she stops and she looks back at the protocol droid and she gestures to the lift. And the protocol droid stops doing the oh my pantomime and starts walking over to the lift and thumbs the door, just like you've seen before. They get in the lift and you guys lose sight of them at that point. And half second after that, is there anything you're going to do before the doors open?
So one quick question. So 6 plus hours. So is my 2 strain recovered?
Yep, you guys should have full strain at this point after that trip.
Okay. All right.
Wounds,
Just
you
making
would
sure.
only have healed one, but I don't think anyone's got any left.
Yeah. No, I think I was the only one that took any. So. All right. No,
And
I sit in the chair until the door is
sit
open.
in the chair, okay? What's everybody else
And-
doing?
I'm sitting.
Now
We're
the
just
question:
patiently waiting.
are you sitting politely, or are you sitting with like rifle on the table, one boot on the table?
Feet are up on some table somewhere, and rifle is across my lap.
Okay, just want to make sure at least somebody was sitting disrespectfully.
Damn straight I am.
I would be, I'm just kind of leaning.
She jetpacked onto the
Just
table,
kidding.
leaving some scorch marks.
I'm sitting there like, I fought in the war. What the fuck were you doing?
I was sitting on my father's footstool as he was an armchair general.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And just as the doors open, that's a good place to wrap it up there.
Bum bum bum.
So, as the door opens, I do take and slowly stand. I will be polite.
You totally pull in a Vader. In case she starts blasting, hold out that hand. And then meanwhile, post-credit scene is somewhere on that Sith destroyer. They're defrosting those guys, and the interrogator's saying, "Is it safe?" And he starts his little tool that goes.
Close.
And then the first person that defrosts goes, "Aha!" And you got that scene from Dune.
Nice.
And that's a good place to wrap it up there. As you get, wow, you actually dropped off the bodies convincingly. So that's 15 experience points.
Hoorah.
Yeah, I was a little worried it might go worse.
Well, my question is, what's going to be the handoff when they researched the ship these bodies came from, and nobody on the ship has been reported sick by the public, but yet 4 bodies given her by Kopesh are all diseased.
Well, they obviously must have had them in suspended animation for a reason.
Let's see how
Or somebody
Kopesh's
didn't put them away
lie
properly.
goes next time. I hate it when you freeze them wrong and they come out freezer burned. They taste horrible.
Yeah, somebody sealed them with the virus, obviously. Screwed up.
So that's 15.
15 experience points.
And with that, I will be buying a rank of improved armor master. Yay!
So we haven't done anything for quite a while, but I only have actually like 3 conflict. I don't know if we want
You're
Do
Sith.
those
I don't
or-
worry about conflicts.
to. Huh?
That's a Jedi thing. Sith don't worry about conflict.
Okay. I thought I
Okay.
was supposed to take conflict whenever I use, dark side still.
Dude,
right. Good night, guys.
it's the destiny point
Good
that's
night.
important that I get that back.
Okay. So I just sit at my 29.
Yep. As the
Carry
number
on.
is getting bigger, you're just getting creepier eyes. That's all. Your hair's getting all mangy. Your nails are getting crackly and yellow. You're turning into that one poor strayed Bothan that was left at the pound too long.
Yeah, well, that's why I wear a suit. Nobody sees.
And then the Bothan goes, yes, unlimited power.
Alrighty. Good job, all. We
Someone
survived.
get me some back to exfoliant.
I wasn't sure we were going to make it off the ship for sure, but we did
Right?
good.
No fight broke out. I mean,
I was hoping not to.
I was so hoping the fight would break out, but suppressed. Very nicely done with that.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was purchased not too long ago.
As
Because
she's
that's
totally
always handy.
going through her data files looking for an old Sith Lord on a station in a creepy nebula. Yeah, too bad there's not a repository of that information.
Right?
Though she might have a package for you to take back to her mysterious benefactor.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. See you
All
guys.
right, guys.
Alright, good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night, gang.
Thanks.